first list came out, my name wasn't there. In fact, my caps was looking at me and I was looking at it. Second list, no way. Third list, no way. Fourth list, fifth, to the last list, I didn't see any change on my caps. I began preparing again for the next year's JAMB. Now 2022, that was going to be the third time I'm going to write. I prepared again. I prepared as I had never prepared before. That after this 2022, if I don't get it, just know that maybe school is not for me. That's what I said. The exam time came, I went to write, and I made a very serious mistake that affected my performance in this exam, irrespective of the way I had prepared. So if you are watching this, I want you to also learn so that you don't make the same mistake I made. What was the mistake I made? I had prepared for the exam the previous night very well. So I told myself that once it's 4 a.m. I'm going to take my bath, I'm going to start going for the exam. In fact, so once it was 4 a.m. I woke up, and instead of doing what I had already said I would do, I ended up going again to carry past question. Going through past question, there's this JAMB app, Flash Learners app. That was what I was using. As I was looking at the past questions, I didn't know time was going. All right, when I was supposed to take my bath, I was there. So before it was even my auntie in the house. I was like, Emma, are you not going for this exam again? And I had to go and rush to take my bath. Before I could finish, it was already getting to 6. And I wanted to go earlier before that time. I should be leaving house maybe around after 6. All my hope was that the place was not that far. I didn't know it was a journey. People that told me it's not that far, I didn't even they told me it's far, I would have gone on time. So all my hope was that I wanted to make sure I'm 100% prepared. Do not make such mistake. Once you have prepared the previous night, the day of your exam, there's nothing you are going to do that day that will change anything. And I was scheduled for 7 a.m. first batch, so I was in the bus by 7 a.m. Hey, I was just restless. I said, Jesus, where is this Bori? Have we not reached? I was inside the vehicle till before we got to Bori. It was almost maybe after 8. Like, I was so sad. I was very, very unhappy with myself. I was like, God, this time around that I've tried to prepare well, and how am I going to write? So now, when I got to the school where I was posted, remember, that was a kind of rural area. The woman that was supposed to thumbprint us for us to enter and write our exam, because there were other people that came late too that were supposed to write by 7 a.m. So instead of this woman to like help us hasten up and take our thumbprints so that we can write, because time is already going, she was there saying, you people, oh, you came late, and we know we came late now, just help us. The woman was delaying us, saying all sorts of things. I felt like crying. When she now decided to take our thumbprint, in fact, she didn't know what to do. It's as if it was her first time. She was an elderly woman, so, and I wonder how they allowed her to be the one in charge of these biometrics. At the end of the day, to cut the story short, when other people came, some other young men there that were working with her, they now helped to help her fix the machine, and like our thumbprints were taken, and we entered in for the exam. As I was writing, though the place was not that conducive, but I was writing with all my soul, spirit, and body. Now, the exam was smoothly, like it was going fine. Like, I was very happy writing. In my mind, I was already saying I'm going to score well, at least this time, more than I have ever scored before. 300 plus is sure for me. Only for me to see that I have been logged out of the exam, I was like, what happened? So the invigilator said that all the people for 7 a.m. batch, that their time has elapsed, that we should go out. So in fact, I was dumbfounded. I didn't know, like, I said, what? I've not written, like, I'm not even sure if I've written up to third subject. I just said, God, so this is how this admission is also going to go. The score I planned, I'm going to hit 300 and At the end of the day, I couldn't finish the exam. As I was going home that day, I was very, very sad and angry with myself. I said, what? This was all my fault. But I just prayed that God should help me. So at the end of the day, when the result came out, guess what I scored? I had 229. I know it was higher than the previous one. The first one was 234, followed by 211, followed by 229. I just took the score. I knew that if I had finished the exam, 300 was supposed to be sure, or at least 250 and above. I didn't do anything again, so I said, let me just prepare for post-UTME. So it was still Uniport again. I came to write the post-UTME. Then this time around, I scored 168. So that is the bombshell. From 200 now to 168. I say, Uniport post-UTME, don't show me shege. I know I was not going to get pharmacy. I know I was not going to get it. So, but I was still hopeful and optimistic and prayed. So at the end of the day, I was transferred again to plant science and biotechnology. I was like, last year they transferred me to plant science. This year again, they want me to study plant science by all means. I say I was not going to study, even if it's the only course. In fact, I wasn't going to study it. Why? Is it because the course was not good? No, it's not because the course is not good. People are studying the course and they are doing well. I can as well study the course and maybe come out with first class and job will be looking for me or other, but I don't have any interest in studying what I don't want. My policy is this: like whatever I want to do that thing very well. I want whatever I'm doing to be something that's at least at the end of the stress, the whatever, the resources that is going to be put in, there will be something to show for it. So it's not after I've spent all my years studying a particular course, then I will not make anything out of it. So that was why I said no, I wasn't going to take the plant science and biotechnology. All right, now remember I said this was going to be my last JAMB. So by this time now, I'd already given up that in fact I'm not going to write again. Like my dad, he even told me that if I didn't get it this time, that maybe I would consider doing another thing. I already told myself it's as if school wasn't for me then if the admission did not come. So, and I cannot just go and study anything. After that JAMB and post-UTME, I decided I was not going to continue writing this JAMB and all this. And I remember the day we came to write post-UTME, we were introduced to a program in the school, a pre-degree program, the one they call Basic, School of Basic Studies. So they gave me their flyer. At first I just took the flyer, but after the post-UTME results came out and I didn't score very well, I looked into the flyer again, and one man said I should try the program, because they assured us that even if you don't have a high score in JAMB and you come for the program, and once you pass the program very well, that you are going to get your course. Like you are not going to, JAMB is not going to determine your admission, that you'll be admitted directly into 100 level in your desired course. So I said, it's as if I'm going to try this one. But the thing was that if you still do not do well, they will still give you any course. I was like, God, how am I going to do this? So I just had to ask God to help me. So I came for the program, the basic program. Yes, when I came for the program, I told myself that, look, this is my lifeline. This is my lifeline. So that I'm going to give it my best. Yes, I'm going to do all it takes for me to make sure I come out successful in this basic program. So when I came, attended classes, took everything I was doing very serious. There's a video I made about the School of Basic Studies, like things you should know before going for a basic program. I'll link the video up here so that you can go and watch it if you have not watched the video. So you can watch the video to know what the School of Basic program is all about in Uniport. It's a pre-degree program. As I came for the program, first semester, second semester, and the program was over. And also in the program, it was mandatory for every person to take JAMB again. It wasn't as if the JAMB score is what will determine your admission, but the JAMB score was just a way of helping students so that those that were not able to get their course from basic, maybe your performance in basic was not that good, then you can now from JAMB and get your course if you perform well too. The bone of contention there is just for you to do well. So when I came for the program, I now learned that there's what they do in the program that was not really favoring me, because they say those from River State are going to be considered first before those from other states. So like if you are coming for a particular course, let me use medicine for instance. If you are coming for medicine, and then the quota for medicine was about 45, that they are doing 2:1, so meaning they're going to be taking about 30 persons from River State, then the remaining 15 or so people from other states. So for you to know how competitive the program was, though they didn't tell us this at first, it was when we had already started the program. That was when the basic tutors were now trying to encourage us to study hard, especially if we are not from River State. And somebody like me, I was from far Ebonyi State, so and there's no how I was going to be considered first before other people. So if somebody from River State is doing 50% of work, so I had to do 80. If they are doing 80, me I had to do 100. So that was how I was just focused in the program. I took the program very serious. I did all my best. During the first semester of the basic program, it was a time when they devote their time like to groom students on how to pass their UTME examination, because so many people came for the program because they had low scores in JAMB, which couldn't get them their desired course. So in a bid to help the students to improve on their performance in JAMB, so the program now, that first semester is purely JAMB preparation that is done. The way the program was structured was that immediately after the first semester, then students will go home to prepare well, like to take their JAMB UTME examination from what they have been taught in basic. All right, like every person is expected to perform very well, better than their previous performances. So on my own side too, I was trying my best to also prepare, and though it wasn't easy preparing for the basic exam and also preparing for JAMB, because it was two different exams. Yeah, I'll be making another video subsequently where I'm going to explain the approach I used that helped me to prepare both for the basic exam and for JAMB, so that those of you that are into basic program here in Uniport will be able to understand how you can also prepare for yours while in your first semester. So after our first semester exam, we went on for JAMB, and after this JAMB examination, we resumed again for second semester. When the results came out, there was a big difference. There was a big difference. Guess what I scored this time? I had 293. When I saw my score, I was very happy, because somebody that scored 229 the previous time. In fact, all my scores, I've never scored up to 250 before. The highest was the first one I wrote, that's 2020, where I had 234. Others were below, and see how there was a rapid increase in the score just because of how well, like, my eyes of understanding were opened. Yes, what affected me in the previous UTME I've been taking was that I had a poor background in my secondary school, so I struggled with chemistry, physics, biology, even mathematics. I was just struggling to know them the way I can, because in my school, I went to a village school per se, and you know how teachers behave in public school, especially the one in the village. So they just come to teach the ones they feel like teaching, so they'll leave you to do the rest, and that was the situation. So I just managed to come out from secondary school. So I had about 72 in physics in that first JAMB I wrote, but chemistry was majorly my main problem. Like, I had a very serious problem with chemistry before I came to basic. I've never scored up to 50 in JAMB, like in all the previous JAMBs I've been writing. So, but as God may have it, this time around, I think I scored 75. Yes, I had 75 in chemistry, for you to know how the improvement was. So I was just so happy.